To do what I do for a living. Our job is to keep the lights on. You depend on us for that. The work isn't glamorous. When the weather gets bad, some days are tough. But we take pride in making sure your power works when you flip the switch. We take pride in being reliable at a time when few things are. That's our job, and we're grateful that you trust us to serve you.
Hello, everyone. Scott Ashley here, with Alabama Bass Nation. Welcome to the tournament briefing meeting for the Tiger High School Division Lake Martin tournament. This is coming Saturday, I believe, 1/29. This video, we're going to go over the Lake Martin Regional Tournament, launching out of Wind Creek, and go over everything, the procedures and safety rules for this tournament. So please watch the whole video, and if you're watching, please make sure that all of your teammates know about it, can get to it and watch it and look at the slideshow, which will all be posted on Facebook as well. We need to make sure that at least one person from each boat views all this. Okay, so we'll get going with the slideshow. As I said, this is the Tiger Regional Tournament, high school only, at Lake Martin. We'll be launching out of Wind Creek. Unfortunately, we're still dealing with the COVID, different variants and what have you. I'm not going to read through this. I think we all know it by heart by now, but we ask that please, if you're sick or think that you have any of these symptoms, please do not attend, and let's not spread the virus amongst our teams in Alabama Bass Nation and our staff. As always, the slide for the pictures, you can email or text Chris any of your pictures. You can send, a lot of teams now send pictures from their practice. You can send pictures or videos from when they're getting ready the night before. And obviously always on the water pictures are great. And Chris gets those in and updated, and maybe some of your family can see how you're doing in the tournament. All right, getting into the meat of it, the number one thing, as always, is our check-in rule. Okay, you must check in with our check-in person and turn your boat in, flag in, and get your boat flag turned in, or we have a very stiff penalty disqualifying the entire school. So please, everyone should know that by now. Make sure you come by the dock, which you'll see on the slide in a minute. Be the same dock we blast off from. You've got to come by there and see our check-in person. And at Lake Martin, there's a little bit of space across there, and we've had trouble in the past of people idling by and not coming by close, and our check-in person missing them. It is your responsibility to look at that check-in person, give them a high five sign, get a thumbs up, whatever, make sure they acknowledge that they have you checked off and checked in for the tournament. Remember, technically we go by the time that you checked in, not the time that you got to the scales. So if you get there 5 minutes early, but you don't check in with our check-in person, by the time you get to the scales, you'll be counted late and get deductions for penalties. So please make sure to check in with our check-in person. All right, make sure everybody views the video and or slideshow. One thing we've put in here new is not going to mean a lot in this tournament, but we've had a lot of questions in the past, so we just started making this as a rule, and we will publicize it. We always have the official practice start time, but we have not had an end time. So going forward, the end time is going to be the end of registration time on the Friday afternoon before the tournament. So for this tournament at Lake Martin, official practice ends at 4:30 p.m. Friday, January the 28th. Okay. All competitors must be off the water by 4:30 p.m. Okay. Probably won't be a problem in this tournament because it'll be getting close to dark by then and everybody will be coming off anyway. But remember that going forward. Registration, we'll have the trailer at Wind Creek landing at State Park at the boat ramp there where we normally do. It'll be in between the ramps where we'll have it set up for weigh-in. Registration starts Friday, January 28th at 3 p.m. and we will be there at the trailer until 4:30 p.m. for you to pick up your registration card and your boat flags. If you're not able to make it there during that time period, please call us or email us or text us or something and let us know so that we can, and you'll be picking them up on Saturday, and let us know so that we can have those gathered up for you for Saturday morning. And you can come pick them up at the Bass Trailer Saturday morning, January the 29th, between 5 a.m. and 5:30 a.m. When you get your registration card and your boat flags, we do encourage, one person to pick up for the entire school where possible, which makes it even more important. If you pick up all or just yours, please look at your registration cards and look at the boat number on the registration card and make sure it matches the boat number that we gave you. Okay. There have been a couple of mistakes made there, so let's make sure, help us check ourselves and make sure. So please check that. I think everybody knows by now we're allowing spectators and tents and tailgating as normal. Just hopefully everybody stays spread out. We are in the outdoors, so we were able to put that back on, and glad to have the spectators back now. Maximum horsepower, as for all of our tournaments, is 250 horsepower on the boat. That includes official practice as well as the tournament. Each boat must include a boat captain and 2 anglers. If for some reason you only have 1 angler, one can't make it, the boat must have an observer for a total of 3 people in the boat. So if you have to have an observer can be anybody. We just need a waiver on them. So you can contact the Tiger Division email and get that prearranged, or hopefully they'll have some, we should have some waivers at the trailer at registration. The launch site is Wind Creek Landing. For anyone who hasn't been there, there is a boat ramp usage fee. Excuse me. I don't recall exactly how much. It's somewhere between $3 and $5, but it is collected at the guard gate that you have to go by to get into the park. So just be prepared for that, to pay your boat ramp usage fee as you enter the state park. We are allowing use of alternate ramps, although I'm only know of one other ramp that's close enough to possibly use and boat over, but someone may be staying at a house there close by, but you can use an alternate ramp if for some reason that works out better for you. We will be blasting off out of Wind Creek Landing there, out of the marina area, and there'll be a slide to show the dock that we're doing that off of in a minute. Please make sure your boat flag is secured to your boat and invisible sight to us as you come through blast off, and also other competitors. If we can't see it, if that boat flag is not attached to your boat where we can see it when you come by to blast off, we're going to pull you over. We can't let you go out until we get that resolved. Blast off time, we're anticipating approximately 6:30 a.m. Depending on the safe light conditions. Could be a little, just a tad one way or another, but I think that'll be pretty close. Life jackets must always be worn when the combustion engine is running, and this includes you, boat captains, most importantly you. So make sure that we have those on, life jackets on, buckled, zip, snap, however they work. Boat captains, please, maintain safe boating and keep safe distance from other boats. First flight check-in time will be 2 p.m. We are doing the 10-minute increments as we have been for the last couple of years. Seems to work out pretty well. No wake is inside the Wind Creek Marina, and any other areas marked no wake. For anybody who hasn't been there, they are no wake buoys, and they're on out a piece from the marina. So please make sure you know where those are. I think there is a Marine Patrol station in the marina there, and probably wouldn't be good to come in there on plane. Make sure you know where those no wake buoys are. Off limits will be the same as the no wake zone. Those no wake buoys, when you start to enter the marina, is the cutoff line for no fishing. Okay, and of course, any other areas on the lake that are marked as no fishing. For Lake Martin, the size limit is 12 inches for largemouth and spotted bass. As always, we'll measure the fish with the mouth closed and tail fanned and attempt every way we can to make the fish measure. It is a 5-fish limit, and fishing must stop when the 6th fish enters the boat until you're called back down to 5 fish. Now, I've had some questions on this. So when you're fishing, you got 5 fish in the boat. One member of the team catches another fish, everybody stops fishing. You look at your fish and you call your smallest fish, call being throw your smallest fish back in the water, then everybody can resume fishing, and you just repeat that every time you catch another fish. The deal is you can only have 5 fish in the boat and be fishing. Check-in will be as you come back into the marina, the check-in will be the first dock in the marina. It'll be on your right, and it'll be the same dock that we blasted you off from. Please make sure you come up close to that dock, check in with our check-in person. You have to check in with them before you go to weigh in. Remember, I told you, that's when the clock stops for you, when you check in for that check-in person. If you get to weigh in after your time, but you were in earlier, you're still late. If you do not have any fish and you're not going to weigh in, the check-in person will take your boat flag. If you have fish, you want to keep your boat flag, you'll see in a minute, you have to bring it to the bump station. Remember, it's your responsibility to make sure that check-in person sees you. We always put 2 people down there and do our best to catch everything, but sometimes it gets a little hectic down there. So make sure that they see you, acknowledge that they have you checked off. If you have to leave early for any reason, or you happen to break down and see that you're not going to be able to make it back in by your check-in time, please, please, please call Jeffrey, myself, or Daryl. Right? That still goes by the check. For one, it still goes by the check-in rule. Right? If you're not checked in, we're going to be looking for you. 2, it's about safety and seeing if we can help you. Right? So please, if you're not going to be able to make it into the dock to check by your check-in time, or if you need to leave early for whatever reason, please call Jeffrey, myself, or Daryl so that we can get you checked out of the tournament, get you some help, or whatever we need to do. Okay. And you'll notice that this time I have Jeffrey's name first. I will be there for weigh-in, but I will not be there that morning for blast off. So, and Jeffrey's the tournament director for the Tiger division. So Jeffrey should probably be your first call, particularly in the morning, but I will have my phone on and we'll be answering the phone. If you can't get Jeffrey for some reason, by all means, call me and I will help you and take care of whatever we need to. At Wind Creek, we have lots and lots of dock space. So this will be a water weigh-in only. Okay, so when you come in, tie your boat up to the dock, go get a bag, get your fish, so on and so forth to weigh in. Do not load your trailer before going to weigh in. It is a water weigh-in. At this particular facility, the docks are great and the boat ramp and traffic flow is not the best, so it would slow us down tremendously to do a trailer weigh-in. So it is a water weigh-in only. As always, you must use the official Bass Nation weigh-in bags, and you must present your boat flag at bump station to weigh in. Remember, I said when you check in, if you're not going to weigh in and have no fish, you can leave that boat flag with the check-in person, and then you're free to go once you get pulled out. But if you have fish, make sure you keep your flag and bring your boat flag when you bring your fish up. The bump man will not bump your fish until you give him your boat flag. Let's see. Anglers, if you want to weigh a big fish, please make sure you tell the weighmaster when you hand him your bag of fish. Weigh-in will be at the Wind Creek Landing. I'm sure we'll have the trailer set up between the 2 boat ramps as normal, and that's where it'll be registered, so you'll see it when you take off that morning. As always, we'll make the fish available at the back of the trailer for more pictures. If any mamas or families want more pictures of you with the fish, we will make that available as normal. And then you see the new Remind app name on the slideshow there. If you haven't already, please text to that Tiger ABNHS so that you can start receiving the Remind app notices. Daryl does a real good job of keeping people informed through that app. And then you have my Jeffrey's number, my number, and Daryl's number for any needs that arise that we can help you with. Blast off procedure is our same normal procedure, but it's only our second tournament, and we probably still may have some new people. So I've still included this slide. You'll obviously launch at Wind Creek or an alternate ramp, and then proceed into Wind Creek Marina to your appropriate staging area, which will be on the map coming up. Once you kind of get in your staging area, try to see what numbers are around you and try to start getting lined up. And when we start calling, we'll just call boat numbers one after another to come parallel down the dock that we're on. If the boat number ahead of you is MIA, you can't find him, don't see him, and we're calling numbers and it's getting close, go ahead and get in line. If he creeps up before you get there, hesitate for a minute, let him in line. If he doesn't, keep coming, okay? If you happen to miss your boat number, just find the next place in line and we'll get you out. We run the blast off pretty fast, so you're only gonna gain or lose a few seconds either way. And it will, if you do that, it'll keep us moving and you'll still get out sooner than you did if you tried to wait and get in the ride. All right, as I said, boat captains, approach the dock in a parallel line. Please don't sit right out in front of us when we're calling boat numbers and try to come straight into the dock and make a 90-degree turn. Boats do not make a 90-degree turn. You will stop, get the line stopped and get a mess started, probably embarrass you and slow us down. Please stay back from the blast off dock and be in line parallel as you approach the dock. All right, boat captains, you have to idle the entire length of the dock parallel, close enough for the staff to complete boat check. Boat check consists of the boat flag attached to the boat and invisible sight, as we said. Running lights up and on, even if it's daylight already. Live wells open and running. Life jackets on and fastened. And boat captain, the kill switch must be attached to you. Do not pull it. As you come down the line, just kind of show it to our staff, right? If it's on your life jacket, just kind of hold your life jacket up a little bit and show them. If it's on your wrist, hold your wrist up and show them. We just need to verify that it is attached to you. Okay, and guys, please pay attention to this. As many years as I've been doing this, and even into the fourth tournament or even at the state championship, we'll have a boat come through that doesn't have the live wells, right? It slows things down. Have all of this stuff ready. We'll keep everything running. If any of these items are lacking, running lights not working, life jacket's not on, what have you, we're not going to check you into the tournament until that is fixed. You will have to pull over behind the dock, get it fixed. Most likely wait till blast off is over because we're all going to be busy and not going to be able to come over and check you. Okay, so please make sure you have all those things done, or you can go out if you want to, but you're not going to be checked into the tournament. All right. The last staff member at the dock will tell you that you're clear to go. A lot of people think when they get to the first person and they look at them, they're good. We generally have usually about 3 people checking all this stuff. They all check different stuff. So you wait until the last person tells you that you're clear to go. And fortunately here for us, you're still in a no wake zone. Remember, those buoys for the no wake are a good piece out from the end of the dock, right? So you've got to idle all the way to that no wake buoy. All right, boat captains, do not take off until you clear those no wake buoys outside the marina. Boat captain do's and don'ts, pretty simple for high school boat captains. You drive the boat, carry the anglers where they tell you to go, and sit there and watch and eat snacks. Boat captains, you cannot run the trolling motor. You cannot net fish. And please, whatever you do, please don't handle any rod and reels, because I promise you, I will get a phone call saying boat number so-and-so's boat captain was fishing, even if you just stood up and happened to pick it up to move it. If somebody sees a boat captain with a rod, I get a phone call, and then I have to call you, and we have to go through the whole thing. Okay, so please, boat captains, do not pick up a rod and reel. Once you check in at the boat dock, notice it says once you check in at the boat dock. You don't do anything else until you check in with our check-in person at the boat dock. Once you do that, find a place to tie up to the dock, send one angler up to the weigh-in site to get an official Bass Nation bag. You need to check that bag and make sure there's a mesh bag inside the solid bag. Back to your boat, put your fish in the put some water in the solid bag, put your fish in the net bag, put the net bag with fish inside your solid bag. Get your boat flag. And anglers can then go to weigh in with their boat flag and their fish. Once you get to the bump station, once you get to the weigh-in site, to the tanks, there'll probably be somebody there, but anglers, you take your mesh bag out, dump the water out of your solid bag, there'll be somebody to take it, put your mesh bag with your fish in the tanks and keep it closed tight. We've had to catch fish twice before in tanks. Keep it closed and then just proceed through the line. Again, once you get to the bump station, the bump man will ask you for your boat flag. And if you don't have your boat flag, one of you you'll get pulled to the side, and one of you will have to go back to the boat and get your boat flag. Then once you're bumped, you'll be put in a staging tank where you just wait on the MC to call your name, and you'll go up on the stage. Right. Remember to tell the weighmaster if you want to weigh a big fish when you hand him your fish, and then talk to the MC. Once you're done weighing in, your fish will be right off the end of the stage to get more pictures. All right. We're getting close, a little bit of logistics. So on this slide, this is our launch flow for the morning. I think we're looking at around 175 boats approximately. So it should go pretty smoothly with the size of this facility. The one big thing to know here is that the boat ramp over here, if you can see my arrow, which is over by the store, is much wider. It will accommodate really four, at least three boats launching at one time, four if everybody backs straight. Whereas the boat ramp over in the main big parking lot will only, best case, I think, get two down at a time. More like one normally. So we need probably around 3 to 1 to go around by the store and go to that boat ramp, and to 1 going down the main parking lot to the boat ramp to keep everybody flowing smoothly and get everybody in faster. We plan to have someone up here at what I call the Y, kind of patrolling that and directing people, right, based on how backed up it is. So that's probably the only real important thing for the morning launch is, you know, when you get to the Y right there, check in, you know, that there'll be somebody there to tell you whether to come over to the store or go in the main ramp. The other thing about it is if you get put over at the store boat ramp, obviously there's very little parking over there. So after you launch, you'll have to cross over to the main boat ramp to park. Let's see where we are. Parking, pretty self-explanatory with approximately 175 boats. Parking should not be an issue here. There obviously is a little parking at the boat ramp by the store, a little bit, but there's plenty of parking in this big parking lot. So we shouldn't have an issue with parking. Last off, our normal, right, with staging, 50 boats kind of in a group here. You can see the slides. 2 major points here. Number 1, which should be a point always at every tournament, and I've said already, please do not sit straight out in front of the dock that we're blasting off from in this area here, because then you're going to have to either try to come 90 degrees in, or you're going to have to try to get in line back here. There should be no boats past the end of the tip of this boat dock that we'll be launching off of. Everybody should be back into the back of the cove. So help us out with that. That'll make it run a lot smoother. The second important thing to remember right here is between these two docks here, between the dock we'll be blasting off from and the one next to it, once we get close to blast off, if there's anyone in there tied up waiting, you're going to need to get out of there and go find your place in staging. The reason is, once we start calling boat numbers and start blasting people off, a line will form across here and you will not be able to get out. I've seen it happen probably every tournament I've ran out of there. Somebody doesn't listen and they get in there, their boat number gets called, they try to come out, they try to get turned around to get in line, and they're sitting out here doing donuts and they're embarrassed, and they end up leaving about 50 places later than their boat number because they were not in the right place. So if you'll remember those two things and then stage kind of appropriately and start getting in line and form a line coming up to the dock, it'll go smoothly and we'll get you guys fishing. All right, no wake and off limits. As I said, well, let me go back. So also on blast off, you can kind of see on the slide the little dots here right at the line. That is the no wake buoys for the marina. They are out there a piece. Okay, so when you take off, once you clear the dock, you got to idle all the way past those no wake buoys. And then essentially off limits is the same as no wake, right? When you come in the afternoon, you got to sit down and idle from these buoys in, and from there into the marina is off limits. All right, check in when you come back in, right? Check in, we'll have 2 check-in people out here on this very same dock that we blasted off from. Please make sure you come over here close to the dock so that they can see you and get you checked in. Don't idle by way over here by the bank and think I went by the check-in person. Okay, they'll have a lot going on. Maybe 10 other boats there and they don't see you slip by. You got to come up by the dock and get checked in. Again, you've got to check in before you go to weigh in. That's your clock that says you're in and that we go by. Like I said, if you have no fish, you may leave your boat, tell the person that check in that you're not going to weigh in, and you can leave your boat flag there. Then you don't have to go see anybody to turn it in. You can just load your boat and go. Like I've said several times, make sure the check-in person sees you, acknowledges they have you checked in. And also, if you have to leave early, call Jeffrey, myself, or Daryl. Let us know. We'll get you checked out of the tournament. If you happen to break down later in the day and you're not going to be able to make it to check in, please call us and let us know. Right? We'll do what we can to help you, but we want to keep in contact with you, make sure you get off the water safely. Okay. Let's see. I think that's all the slides. I only got just a few other quick bullets here. Of course, dead fish penalty. This time of the year, dead fish shouldn't be a problem, but remember we have an escalating dead fish penalty, 0.25 for the first, 0.75 for the second dead fish, and then 1.25 for the third, and it continues to escalate. So you don't want to have dead fish. Excuse me. Scales will open at 1:30. If anyone wants to come in a little early. I think I mentioned already, we're looking at approximately 175 boats in this tournament. We've been over check-in several times, so I won't go over that again. Scales will close approximately 30 minutes after we'll close 30 minutes after the last flight time or until end of weigh-in line. However, for the last couple of years since we've been really driving the check-in and making sure everybody gets checked in, normally within 5 minutes after getting the last person in line weighed in, we have everything we need. If everybody's checked in, we can go ahead and get the results to running. And as you guys know, we get the awards out pretty fast. All right, other than that, just remember any problems, or if you have an emergency, of course, call 911 first, and then call Jeffrey, myself, or Daryl and let us know what's going on so we can make sure that you're taken care of. And this slideshow will be uploaded on Facebook as well, so you can refer back to it on your own timing to make sure you understand everything. And good luck to the Tiger Anglers, and we look forward to seeing you this weekend at Lake Martin. Thank you.